This is show 65 of the Cloth Diaper podcast, and today's episode is with the owner of Charlie Banana Diapers. All right, so if this is your first time tuning into the Cloth Diaper podcast, this is a somewhat regular show where we talk about cloth diapering. Seriously, that's it. Every other week, we have a show dedicated to stories of cloth diapering. And this March, we've had a ton of shows with some really great brands. We started the month off talking with Liz from Assembly Baby. We chatted with Eve from Bear and Boho. And now we have Gaëlle from Charlie Banana. I am so excited for this episode because for me, Charlie Banana is one of those big names in the industry. And it was such an incredible pleasure and opportunity to have a minute of her time to talk with her, learn some insights, learn about her experience over the last decade and about her brand. It is a shorter 45 minute conversation, and we probably could talk forever. I mean, we could do that with any brand, but I hope that this show, like any show, just helps us kind of broaden our expectations and perspective of the Cloth Diaper podcast. Before we get into the show, though, I want to take a moment to remind you that we have Cloth Diaper Podcast merchandise available at clothdiaperpodcast.shop, where you can buy the Cloth Diaper Mom shirt, you can buy the Cloth Diaper Dad shirt, as well as a lot of other collaborations and cloth diapering merchandise. My book, The Cloth Diaper Guide, or Cloth Diapers, The Ultimate Guide to Textiles, Washing, and More, is currently in a revision process. I've sent it with editor. We are fixing those spelling mistakes. We are finding out a way that we can offer it at the same cost, but with colored pictures through some other wholesale opportunities. And so if you are interested in my book, you're interested in finding a new and revised version, go follow me on Instagram, because that will most definitely be the first place that I talk about the new product launch, what it's going to look like, and how it's working. I am so excited to have been able to sell over 125 copies over the last 6 months, and to be able to bring you a new and revised version that can continue to support parents in their cloth diapering journey. So those are the two ways that this podcast continues to come to you. It is through the revenue of my book sales, my merchandise sales that I can pay for Samantha, who writes the notes now for the podcast, Rami, who helps me manage my social accounts, and all the other great contributors that I now offer honorariums to as they provide and support me. Watching the Cloth Diaper podcast grow into a platform that can continue to support other women is really the cat's meow, and I am so excited for it. On that note, we will also be having an Earth Day sale announcement at the Cloth Diaper podcast. So if you want to be the first to know about amazing cloth diaper sales happening this Earth Day 2021, get on that newsletter list if you're not already, and I will send that to you as soon as it's available. If you're a brand who listens and you think you're going to have an Earth Day sale, girl, get in hold with me. Well, I guess you might not all be girl, but get in touch with me. Email me at clothdiaperpodcast@gmail.com, and I would love to make that happen. All right. All that little administrative stuff aside, let's just jump into the show and listen to the story that has to be shared. And what is the story of Charlie Banana?
Well, Charlie Banana started in 2009.
Okay.
But I have been in the cloth diaper industry since 2007. So,
14 years? What's the math on that? Yeah.
Yeah. And before that, I was in the toy industry. So toy industry and baby industry are a small crossover, because you would have Toys R Us, Babies R Us, and all the major retailers like Target, they would have toys and baby buyer. And usually it would be almost the same trade shows or close trade show, juvenile trade show. So it was always very, very, very close. So Charlie Banana started in 2009. We launched the first time the products were available in the store in 2010, October 2010 on Target.com and ToysRUs.com.
That's crazy. 2010 to think of cloth diapers on Toys R Us and Target.com. Like, those are big dreams we still have in this space.
Yes, they're very hard dreams, though, but big dreams. But you have to have big dreams in order to succeed. Otherwise, you get deflated really early on. So they have to be really crazy dreams.
Why did you choose cloth diapers did you cloth diaper your family your kids, is that where you started the brand?
Yes, I started. I looked at Club Diaper before my son was born, and I thought they were cool, but I thought they were ugly. I mean, most of the design then it was not. It was very hard to find. So I was like, oh my god, with my design background and my love for eco-friendliness and all of that, I figured, oh my God, something needs to be done. Every parent in the world needs to know they can use Club Diaper. And, I just wanted to make it available where people shop and also modernize it because I felt it needed a major upgrade.
In 2009, the industry would not have been anything for anybody listening. It would have been completely, you're maybe like Bum Genius and Rumparoo are kind of coming out at the same time. Hey,
yeah, I don't even think Rumparoo was there yet.
Yeah.
So it's starting maybe.
Yeah. And so you designed a pretty unique diaper with an internal gusset size system. Where did that inspiration and that design thought come from for you?
So the inner, we call them bra strap because they really came from the bra.
Bra straps.
System.
Yeah.
Because really the bra system, you can adjust it as you wish, depending on your shape, right? So some people like them really tight, and also it holds really well. So that was the only way we could get the elastic to glide properly into the gusset to allow an adjustment that was from like preemies to 3-4 years old, because all the other diaper, they had all those snap, which I thought kind of ruined the design. And also it's a lot of snap when you're first starting and you don't change the sizing that often. No. So I figured, hey, if we could have something that truly adjusts with the baby, then that's perfect because every baby is different. There's not one person that's born and growing the same rate, the same shape.
And that's probably one of my favorite things about the Charlie Banana diaper is that you can get that elastic so small for that newborn or those preemie babies. And that's a really hard diaper to find to get a good fit on.
Yes, and don't forget the signature softness. I don't know. I think we win on the softness, but I'll let you be the judge of it.
I mean, there are so many amazing products on the market today. It's hard. I have a hard time making any judgment calls, but you definitely have a really interesting design with that internal elastic adjustment that's really well received by a lot of different parents across the world. And so your cloth, you decided to start a brand. There was a gap. There's a huge gap in the industry in the 2009. But why did you decide to cloth diaper your own family? What was your personal why for cloth diapering?
So I grew up on a boat with my parents. So I was kind of like a pirate. We started in France and I grew up in the blue lagoons of the French Caribbean. And that was, for me, it was not really great at the time because it was Blue Lagoon and I thought it was boring. I wanted to go to Disneyland. And then I went to Disneyland and I was like, oh my God, let me go back to the lagoons. So living in Hong Kong, it was so much pollution. And I mean, everywhere, you go to Los Angeles and all those places, we're overly polluted. And having a child, I was trying to do every effort on the nutrition, on everything my baby would wear, everything my baby would eat. And diapering, cloth diapering is at the time felt like the most goodness that I could give to my baby. I didn't see any negative factor onto cloth diapering, whereas the other type of diapering was completely the opposite. Yeah. So I was sold on the softness first, I have to say. First, the softness of how comfortable they were compared to any other type of diapers.
Yeah. Your life story here is seeming a little fascinating as you've gone from France to Hong Kong, and we were chatting about Los Angeles and now you're in Florida. You've been international, which probably explains a little bit about why your brand feels so international. Hey, like a lot of cloth diaper brands kind of launch within their local region, and we've seen Charlie Banana take over like the entire international space. That conversation I had in the Maldives this morning, she brought up that she had a Charlie Banana diaper. And so you're everywhere. Like, was that a passion for you to get your brand to grow, to be where it is today?
Yeah, I mean, it became a full-time, more than full-time. I laughed the other day because Elon Musk was saying he was working 130 hours and he was trying to slow down a bit. And then so I took my calculator and I tried to calculate how many hours a week I work. And I was like, oh my God, I work more than Elon Musk. So it consumes you to run a business, especially cloth diapering. It's so difficult. It's one of the hardest products you can try to sell to anyone.
Yeah.
Sadly enough, it has evolved over the years, but it is a challenge all the time. Manufacturing is challenging, industry changes, customers, but overall, it's a fascinating journey, and it took me from France to Canada to Hong Kong to Los Angeles to Florida. But I have to say that now we are sold in 66 countries, and we have touched many babies, many parents all over the world. And I could have never dreamed for a better a platform, a better outcome for Charlie Banana. And I hope that one day Charlie Banana will be the next Coca-Cola.
We all hope that for the cloth diaper industry. 66 countries around the world. The Cloth Diaper podcast is also listened to in like 64 countries around the world. So that is amazing that you are everywhere. So you talked about the cloth diaper industry being it is a challenging space. I've heard that time and time again. What is the one thing though that you love most about being in the cloth diaper space and being a retailer or brand?
I love that I can change the world and that I can really inspire parents all over the world, because that's one thing that is doable with cloth diaper, because you touch every single baby, parents, and then we also do feminine care as well. So then it's those young girls and those mom, and then those mom that will one day use cloth diaper. So it's a full circle of dropping the seeds of how good it is to use reusable products. And then once you put that seeds in that family, then they start changing the way they evolve, what they're using, what they're eating, what they're thinking. And then I'm just hoping that with that, we can really improve our current global situation and create a better world.
Yeah. Those are like big arching topics and things that need to be impacted, right? It's we're slowly getting there and slowly seeing a lot of awesome change.
Yeah, there are not too many industries or product that you could manufacture, even if you're good in design, that's going to have that impact. So, and that's why people are so passionate in the cloth industry, or even cloth diaper parents are just so passionate about their diaper. You don't hear them talking about their disposable at all.
Not with the same passion, that's for sure. At least I hope not. Oh man, maybe somebody is. I think, okay, so we've been chatting for a little bit, but if somebody has never heard of Charlie Banana, we should probably fill them in. What is the Charlie Banana system? What does the diaper look like to somebody who's listening who maybe has never heard of your brand, which I would be surprised, but you never know.
Charlie Banana is what I call I used to always describe it as a fully all-in-one diaper, because you can do whatever you want. You can make your own cuisine with diaper. It has the most, we call it signature softness fleece. It has the most soft fleece that you will ever find. I don't think any competitor beat us up on the fleece. It's so soft. It dries really quickly. So whenever there is any solid going through, the baby will be dry within 2 to 3 minutes. So they get that connection that the baby gets wet, I pee, I get wet, they establish the peeing connection. Whereas with other diapers, they instantly dry. So that's why they often delayed in potty trainings and things like that. That fleece is just fantastic barrier between the insert and the delicate baby skin. And then we have a really highly absorbent insert that comes in that you can put inside or that you can put on top of the fleece, because they're covered with fleece as well. So you can pocket it if you like pocket style. You can put one in the pocket. You can put a disposable insert, because we sell disposable insert as well. So you can do the hybrid system, non-hybrid system, and we have I think the most adjustable sizing system out there, and there is no snap to adjust the sizing, which is wonderful. So it's a brass strap that you adjust as you need, and then it stays inside the pocket. We also have a really wide elastic at the back, which is much nicer because it doesn't cut the circulation of the baby, and it's very gentle and it's very comfortable.
I forgot about that. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I should have pulled that diaper out today and looked at it. It is a really nice back elastic.
It is. Thank you. And then we have the front pocket, which I was the first diaper to put the pocket in the front because I thought it's silly. You know, if the baby has a big poo, you have all the things at the back in the pocket when you're trying to remove the inserts. So I thought that was crazy. So I put the front pocket where, you know, it's nice. That way there's no problem. And also when you remove the insert, we have some big, nice fig tag on the insert. So you're able to remove the insert without touching anything really as well.
Oh, so that's what your tag is for?
Yeah.
Oh, fun fact.
They're nice pull-out labels. Everything.
These are like little things about cloth diapers that, like, I would say the average cloth diaper user doesn't really always pick up on. But when a brand brings it up, it's like, oh, wow, that's kind of crazy and awesome. And why have I not been doing it like that?
And then we have also so we have a couple snaps on the front for the waist adjustment and the size adjustment. But then what you can do is we have a little preemie size setting as well. So if your baby is tinier and you have a tinier waist, you can really make it very, very, very small.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it is. It has so many cool features.
The thing that you have to also remember is that we donate to Operation Smile for like over a decade. So it's always been a charity. We've been, you need to be dry and you need to be able to smile. So that's the two prerequisites as being a happy baby, right?
Yeah.
And we also donate to the 1% to the planet, and we are carbon neutral. We're climate neutral certified. So, all your cloth diapers are not only good for the planet, but they are carbon neutral, which is fantastic milestone for us. So I would say, and we're international and we're a great company, like a bunch of cool people and dedicated at changing the world.
How many people do you have on staff? How big is your business these days in 2021?
So we are about 20 in Hong Kong. Between Hong Kong, we have people in Lithuania, in Philippines, in India, me in the US. We have our marketing girl in California, and we have a few other people all around the world, but about 20, 25 right now.
I mean, I guess, and technically, small businesses are employ less than 50 people. So you're still like, it's amazing that you have 20 people on staff, but you're still a small, little thriving cloth diaper business.
Well, they are amazing 20 people.
Yeah, I love that. I had a UK brand on last week and she hired her first 5 employees this year. And it's just, for her, it was so awesome to be able to give other people jobs in the industry of cloth diapering. And we had that conversation. And I think it's just awesome. Like that a brand can grow, like you grow from 1 person to now you've hired 20.
Yeah.
Such a positive impact.
You have to outsource a lot of things, and if you have the right computer and technology on board, you can do a lot. But at the end of the day, it's committed and loyal employees and team members, right? Because you become a family. We're all in for the same fight, and that has so much power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really the team spirit.
So this is the question that I really wanted to ask you today, and I think it transitions here nicely, was I over the last 3 years, I've talked with probably over 40 different cloth diaper brands in all stages of development, but you're one of the longest brands out there. What would be that one piece of advice that you would give a cloth diaper brand who is starting up in 2021 and looking to one day be you, to be Charlie Banana and tribute to the community in the same way that you do?
I would say make sure that you stay very fit, mind and body. because it's not an easy journey, and you're going to have so many different obstacles that you need to be relaxed to be able to make the right decision, and also to be able to sprint and run for long. It's a marathon.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you're not fit and if you're not healthy, you're going to lose the battle. Where if you're always strong and sharp and working out every day, making it part of your routine, then you're strong. Your body is strong, your mind is strong, and then you're ready to battle anything. And I would say, like, do something. My outlet has always been tennis. And I knew that every morning, if I had my tennis game or my lesson, that I was ready and I would be a better boss for it, because, you get all that energy out. And that's one of the things that has really helped me through those years to be able to pull through.
So take some time for yourself, prioritize yourself.
Well, you can't prioritize. There is no time for yourself.
No, but you aren't you with your daily tennis? Is that not a priority to yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
But by doing that, I would get fresh air. I would, you get some exercise, you socialize a little bit. It was that, and also it's a great nerve, like, not nerve, you're hitting balls. So kickboxing, whatever it is that gets you you get all your frustration out.
I have a lot of friends who listen to the show who love to learn from each other. And it's been really fun in that way, learning from other brands. What's been your biggest challenge with running Charlie Banana over the last 11, 12, 14 years? I need to learn to do some math.
I've never had financial investment. So that was the hardest part, because it was everything on my shoulder. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's hard to find capitals. And at the time, it was also harder because Club Diaper, people looked at you funny. Now, maybe it would be a little bit different. And also, when you try to look for capital, they require so much stuff from you that if you dedicate all that time to give it to them, then you're not focusing on the other things. So a lot of time, I would just go and sell more, and then I would be back on the game. So financially, that was the hardest thing. The second hardest, I would say, was the lack of industry tightness. It's such an industry that has zero love for each other. Where in other industry that I've been to, toys, and every competitor would be having dinner together and having fun and sharing experience and helping each other. Whereas the Club Diaper, nobody really socialized. We have a couple of brands that I've managed to have great relationship, but it's very, very close.
Do you think that is a change that needs to happen?
I hope so, but now that we don't have any trade shows, I don't know how that's going to happen.
That's the industry has kind of changed in that, hey, with like a pandemic as well as trade shows.
Yeah. We do have an alliance in the UK, but it's mostly international companies, but none of the US. So in the US, there is no association. And then we used to have an association, and then they didn't accept any Club Diaper company that had an hybrid, which Bomb Genius at the time had an hybrid. I had an hybrid, and I think Rovia, which we were kind of the top threes. And and it was kind of funny to have an industry that didn't have the top 5 players in it, So I just gave up.
I chatted with Baba and Boo in the UK last week, and she really talked about the Nappy Alliance in the UK being a great resource for her brand and something she was really happy about being involved with. And that was her recommendation. And it's interesting to hear from you about the lack of cohesiveness in this industry. I know a lot of new brands coming up say they try to make friends, but it's so people get more competitive than nice. And they're like, and they kind of get scared from that. So maybe some things that we can work on improving.
I don't know if it's possible. Anything is possible if you put some heart and will behind it. I believe so. But the industry, to sell Club Diaper to retailers, it's so competitive in price, in that it's going to be a huge challenge because it's just as it is to stay alive as a company in that industry. as itself is such a huge challenge that I don't think you have time for anything else.
No. Yeah. And that's it. Most of the brands that I've talked with, they like, and especially right now in the pandemic that we are, everybody I've talked to, they're like, I've just got my head down. I am trying to survive. We're trying to survive the pandemic. We're trying to survive what's going on right now. We're trying to work out things with our manufacturers. There's not a lot of room for other things, unfortunately, including relationship building. So one day, maybe one day.
Yeah, but I mean, what you're doing is helping. And
yeah, I have a lot of fun chatting with people from around the world and learning what's going on in the industry and what's going on with parents. Yeah.
Well, and also, one other thing that happened over the years is that you have companies that come up and then they're here for 6 months, a year. They think they can just go online and buy 3,000 diapers or 500 diapers. And then off they go. They have a cloth diaper brand, but they have no business sense. They don't understand. They don't have, I always say people that get into business should have a license where it teaches you legal and accounting and business manners and all of those things so that you can go out on the world with ideas, even if you start small, but at least you do the right thing. But there's a lot of companies that have come by and gone on all different continents, right? Because we trade shows. And at the beginning, it was like, oh my God, we are like 35 at the trade show. And then the next year we would be like 12 brand, right? So I got used to it's almost like the stock market, like up higher. And then now we always kind of stayed in the top 5, and we managed to stay in that position, thank God. But yeah, we saw them all coming and going, and it was sad, but it's hard. You have to be a real business person to evolve and succeed in the cloth industry.
So you were in the toy industry before. So do you have a business degree or did you have any formal training?
No, I never finished high school, actually.
Oh, really?
No, but I had a software company with my ex-husband in Canada. So I was their global sales person, and I was doing all the sales and also installation. And it was for the import business. So it was all Toys R Us. We worked with all those customers. And then I studied interior design for 5 years afterwards when I was like 23 years old. So that's where I got all my design expertise with packaging and all those kind of things. And then the fact that I traveled all over the world, I think in terms of design and style and eye for things, I think I probably developed it right from childhood.
Yeah. Okay. So you have real business experiences where you've got this savvy business flair to you. It's not, you didn't learn it in school. It's kind of what I was poking around in. And then in interior design. And now you're into this cloth diaper business. What do you see for the future of Charlie Banana? Where do you want to go? Where is there to go? What glass ceiling are you looking to smash?
Well, I think Charlie Banana eventually will become the next Coca-Cola. The plan, it's in the map, and it's well aligned for it. And we just launched in Bye Bye Baby in 125 store in December. Wow. We were in all the stores a while back, but Bye Bye Baby had a transition, but now they put us back in. So that's always good when we're in the stores because people can go and feel, and it's a great way to get more people into cloth diapers. Online is great, but seeing it, showing it to your husband is a great step.
Oh, it's even better. Yeah, everybody I talk to, that's like the changing point is when you can have it in your hands and you can show your husband and you can convince your mother-in-law finally that it's not crazy rubber pants. Yeah.
I remember in 2013, we were the first brand to be into any stores. It was Target, and we launched in 1,100 stores. And I remember, we were crying of joy. It was such a building block moment in the company and for the cloth industry. And everybody got so mad at us. I if people could have killed me with their eyes, they would have. And I remember we had retailers that were really furious at the beginning. And then I was like, but no, you don't understand. The people, we're going to put so many people, make people attracted to cloth because now they can see it. They don't even know it exists. So they're not going to come to your store, but now they know it exists. And now next time they see a cloth diaper shop, they're going to stop.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had a lot of them that apologized afterward. They said, Gaëlle, you were so right. You opened up so much. but initially, I was like a bad witch.
That energy is strong sometimes in this industry. I know what you're talking about. Yes, come on. We're slowly making things. And I had a conversation with a mom on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and she had learned about cloth diapers because she saw Bum Genius's kit in Walmart, and it wasn't the right product for her, but it made her think. She was in the diaper aisle and she was like, oh, I didn't even know cloth diapers existed. And I saw Bum Genius's kit right there. And then I went home and I Googled, and suddenly now I'm like a rep for another brand that's not even in a retailer. Like these little moves that big players make, like you do, are beneficial to the entire industry, which is beneficial to the entire globe. It's just such a great thing.
It is.
And I saw you are working with some like huge influencers on Instagram right now. And I am just like in awe because I know that ripple is introducing cloth to people who wouldn't have ever.
Yes, and I hope the industry appreciates it again.
I appreciate it. I hope the industry does too. I love it. Who is it? Right now, Assembly Baby is another big up and coming player who's been making some great moves too and publicizing it. And I'm so excited for everything that you guys do to, bring it out there.
I've never seen the Assembly. I mean, I've seen the brand. I've never seen the diaper itself. They seem to have nice designs. So it's nice to see, it's always, I found having new competitor coming is always keeping you on the edge, keeping you sharp, keeping you motivated,
Yeah.
So I always welcome it. I think it makes us sharper.
Yeah. And like, you can't just be stagnant, which is what this, it challenges us how to think about cloth diapering differently. And it's awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, you can develop a diaper so many different ways, right? So even social media ways, some of the company might do something differently, then it inspires you to do something else, and all the dots get connected somehow in a magical way.
What keeps you, I'm going to kind of wrap this up with like, what keeps you going in the cloth diaper industry, even after being done? So this is probably me snooping more than anything. My babies are out of cloth diapers. So sometimes I feel a little weird in this space. So how do you keep going and focusing on cloth diapering, even though you're not in the thick of it anymore as a mom, I guess?
As a mom, what keeps me going at it is my team.
Okay.
Because together we can do anything. And what keeps me going is all those customers that we have, the love I get from them and the happiness every time we have a review that comes in saying, I love your pads, or I love this, or we're in Target.com on the feminine care now, and I see the number growing, and we were not even doing any advertisement or anything. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, like the world is changing. But it took me 12 years for the buyer to accept to get my feminine pad, and at the beginning they thought I was crazy, and they're like, Gaëlle, no, absolutely not. Come back in 5 years, but I would not give up. And then last year, it happened, and now she's like, oh my God, Gaëlle, and that keeps me going, is the fact that I don't give up, and that I just, you tell me no, it takes 9 no's for 1 yes, and dang, Now, I told that to my son, so he gave me the joke, so he asked me 9 times, but it's true, so that's what keeps me going.
I love hearing that your feminine hygiene part of it is really growing, because that's what introduced me to cloth diapering 10 years ago, is I learned about cloth pads randomly. And so I can see why you were drawing that connection earlier, and this circle is just going to come back, and we're gonna go places with cloth diapering.
Yeah. The karma of running that company, of building that brand, of creating those products and the effect that it has on the world, on people around me, or business friends, of business partners, whoever has touched, even we did boxer short at one point, like anything we did would touch people in such a way that I could have not done that with something else. Mm-hmm. So it's really magical. That's what keeps me going.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you for taking half an hour today to chat with me and share about your brand and your brand story. I was a little bit nervous. I was feeling a little starstruck about chatting with you, but it's been really great hearing you're super down to earth and sharing your brand with me. I'm super excited.
Oh, I'm not a star. I'm a star. Actually, it's funny. I have a little thing on my desk that I wrote, and it says, I am a star. Because sometimes, you're down or you're having a tough day, and you have to remember that you are rock and roll. So I am a star in my own self, but I am not a star person.
For me to hit a top 5 brand on my show is like that moment of I've made it. So I'm so excited that we were able to make this work today and to get to chat. I've been really popular all of a sudden. So this will come out probably in April. But thank you for taking the time today. I'm so excited. I'm excited to see what you're going to do to change this industry or to support the growth of this industry. So thanks.
Well, I'll let you know if we can do another interview in the future about some other stuff. So stay in touch, and thank you for thinking of us and inviting us.
And that is the story of another great cloth diaper brand. The Charlie Banana diaper is available around the world. You can go to charliebanana.com and learn more, as well as check out one of their many Instagram accounts. Just start typing in Charlie Banana, and you should be able to find a Charlie Banana Instagram account for the country that you live in. I know I just was invited to Charlie Banana Canada, but there's also just a generic Charlie Banana at Charlie Banana Instagram account, Facebook, and socials, and you can learn more about what this incredible brand is doing and the types of diapers that they're bringing out and offering. If you'd like to learn more about the Cloth Diaper Podcast, be sure to like us on Facebook, Instagram, and hit that follow button wherever you're listening, and stay subscribed. Leave a review if you enjoy the show, and if you want to be on the show and share your cloth diaper story, I'm always taking guests. Just give me an email, clothdiaperpodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up in my DMs. I'd love to help you, and we have some great reviews and some great new content coming at you in April.